Hold up, y'all, grab your popcorn and clutch your pearls, because Atlanta is officially on fire again. Did we not just survive the last Frost family meltdown? Because apparently Kirk Frost said, "Let's hit repeat." Yes, the man who turned infidelity into a full-time career just made headlines again, and this time, the plot twist is juicier than a Love and Hip Hop reunion brawl. Picture this: Rasheeda, the boss chick, the beauty, the brand, standing in her mansion, tears glistening, realizing history is literally repeating itself. And guess who's back at the center of the storm? None other than Jasmine Washington, the same woman who once brought Kirk's dirty laundry out for the whole world to see. But wait, this ain't just another cheating scandal. Oh no! Sources are whispering about hidden DMs, mystery deposits, and a baby bump that might just destroy what's left of Team Frost, so buckle up. Because we're diving deep. And when I say deep, I mean Mariana Trench levels of messy. This ain't gossip, this is a full-blown investigation with extra drama on the side. Started the way every Atlanta scandal does. Quietly, with whispers sliding through lounges and salons before exploding into a full-blown headline that nobody could escape. Kirk Frost, the man who somehow manages to turn every apology tour into a sequel, had once again found his name tangled with the one person guaranteed to make Rasheeda's fans lose their minds. People began to notice the pattern before it even hit the blogs. He was seen slipping into an upscale restaurant long after midnight. Baseball cap pulled low, sunglasses on, even though it was dark enough to trip over a curb. The woman waiting at the corner table looked familiar, the kind of familiar that makes your stomach drop. It was Jasmine Washington, the same woman who years ago turned Kirk and Rasheeda's marriage into primetime entertainment. The same Jasmine who once brought the internet to its knees with receipts, text messages, and a DNA test. When word spread that Kirk was spotted with her again, Atlanta collectively groaned like a city suffering. The gossip came in waves, first on anonymous forums, then through verified gossip accounts, and finally through voice notes claiming to know someone close to the situation. Within 24 hours, memes were everywhere, each one crueler than the last. Some joked that Kirk's vows had an expiration date. Others wondered if Rasheeda had a frequent cheater card by now. The noise was so loud it drowned out everything else. Meanwhile, insiders whispered about a luxury condo downtown, the kind of place where blinds never stay open for long. They said Kirk had been seen there several times, slipping through a private elevator with a baseball cap. And bad excuses. Rumor had it the rent was paid from a joint account, which added a twist sharp enough to cut glass. At first, Rasheeda tried to ignore the chatter. She posted brand deals, motivational quotes, and old vacation pictures. But every caption was met with comments asking, "Sis, you good?" She stayed silent while her fans played detective, connecting clues from Instagram stories like a true crime board. But silence only fuels the flames, and soon the talk shifted from gossip to accusation. One supposed insider claimed there was video evidence. A clip showing Kirk and Jasmine together at a private baby shower, smiling like a couple who never learned what the word discretion means. Whether the footage was real or not didn't matter anymore. Perception had already done the damage. The streets said Jasmine was pregnant again, and the timelines treated it like gospel truth. For Rasheeda, this was more than betrayal. It was humiliation wrapped in déjà vu. The same storyline, the same heartbreak, the same man who swore he'd changed. People close to her said she'd known for weeks that she was waiting for the right moment to respond. But in a city addicted to scandal, timing is everything. And Kirk Frost had just pressed play on a storm nobody could pause. By the time the whispers turned into headlines, the city was already split between disbelief and pure entertainment. Every gossip page from Atlanta to Los Angeles had the story on repeat, each one claiming to have exclusive details about Kirk Frost's latest fall from grace. What made it worse was how calm he appeared. While social media boiled with accusations, Kirk was seen walking into his studio as if nothing had happened, phone in hand, head high, smiling for cameras, like the scandal was free publicity. Inside sources began leaking pieces of what they called the Frost cover-up. According to one source who claimed to work for a real estate agency, Kirk had allegedly purchased a 12-bedroom condo under a shell company months ago, conveniently located near Jasmine, Washington's favorite cafe. Another insider swore they saw transfers between Kirk's management firm and Jasmine's new boutique, which opened around the same time she started posting photos of luxury cars and designer shoes. The coincidences stacked higher than a tower of lies, but Kirk seemed unfazed. He even posted cryptic captions about loyalty and forgiveness, like a man trying to rewrite the story before it was finished. Meanwhile, Rasheeda's silence began to feel louder than words. She stopped appearing at public events, skipped a scheduled interview, and ignored questions about her husband. Fans read between every line she didn't post, convinced that something bigger was coming. Then a supposed leaked report appeared online, claiming that Kirk's credit card activity included expensive jewelry, spa visits, and hotel bookings that didn't match his calendar. Screenshots began circulating with highlighted transactions labeled JW, and people immediately jumped to conclusions. Some fans called it fake, others said it was the proof they'd been waiting for. But either way, the damage was done. Bloggers and YouTubers dove in like sharks smelling blood, each one promising the real story behind Kirk and Jasmine's secret life. One even claimed to have a voice recording where Kirk was heard promising to do right this time. Whether that audio existed or not, the public treated it like evidence in a trial that had already reached its verdict. Kirk was guilty in the court of social media. To make things more dramatic, fake investigative accounts began posting maps, timelines, and photos comparing Jasmine's apartment layout to footage from a background in Kirk's recent video call. And it actually matched. Suddenly, everyone was an investigator, convinced they had cracked the case. And as the story gained momentum, rumors of Rasheeda's next move started flying. Some said she had hired a private investigator. Others claimed she was preparing a public statement that would shock the internet. The tension was building like a drumbeat before a storm, and every update felt like a countdown. If Kirk thought he could control the narrative this time, he clearly underestimated the speed at which scandal travels in the age of screenshots and hashtags. The silence finally broke when Rasheeda stepped out in public. For the first time since the story went viral and every camera within sight turned toward her like moths to a flame. She wore black from head to toe, sunglasses hiding the exhaustion in her eyes, but there was something unshakable about the way she moved. Like a woman who had decided she was done playing the fool. Rumors had been spinning for weeks, and now the world waited for her to confirm what everyone already believed. The blog said she was preparing legal papers, that she had met with lawyers and financial advisors, and that a divorce announcement was only a matter of timing. Some even claimed she had frozen joint accounts after discovering that Kirk had allegedly transferred thousands into Jasmine's name. When reporters shouted questions, she kept walking. But one small smirk from behind those glasses was enough to send the internet into a frenzy. Within hours, new theories popped up about secret settlements and brand rebranding plans. And people who had once mocked her for staying were suddenly praising her strength. Meanwhile, Kirk seemed to be spiraling. He was spotted outside his studio arguing on the phone, pacing like a man losing control of the script. Insiders hinted that sponsors were backing away and that a few of his upcoming business deals were suddenly under review. The same friends who used to defend him online had gone quiet, and even his team was dodging calls. Then came the so-called leaked statement, a screenshot allegedly from a close family friend, suggesting that Rasheeda had already filed for separation weeks earlier, and that this was simply the calm before the official storm. Whether true or not, the damage was permanent. Every platform, every gossip show, every podcast was dissecting the fall of the Frost Empire. The story was no longer just about cheating. It had become a cultural autopsy on fame, loyalty, and how long someone can survive repeating the same mistakes. People speculated about Rasheeda's next chapter, imagining Tilla interviews, reality show spin-offs, or a book deal that would finally let her tell her side without filters. Others said she wanted peace, not revenge, and that she was focusing on her kids and her brand. leaving Kirk to drown in the chaos he created. By the end of the week, even Jasmine went silent on social media, deleting posts faster than bloggers could screenshot them. The once glamorous triangle had collapsed into awkward quiet, the kind that only comes when everyone knows the truth, but no one dares to say it aloud. The Frost name had turned from a reality show headline into a cautionary tale, and as the lights dimmed on the latest episode of their public saga, the audience could only wonder if this time Rasheeda's goodbye was final, or if the cycle would start all over again. The next time Kirk mistook attention for affection. So here we are, standing at the end of another Frost family storm, watching the wreckage settle while the internet decides who to believe. The question is, what happens next? Does Rasheeda finally close the chapter on 25 years of betrayal? Or will history pull her back in once the cameras start rolling again? Every time we think the story is over, a new twist appears, another rumor leaks, another video surfaces. Maybe this is more than gossip. Maybe it is a lesson about how fame, pride, and love collide until nobody remembers what was real in the first place. But what do you think? Is Kirk Frost truly done for good this time? Or will Atlanta's most chaotic couple find a way to spin this disaster into another headline? Drop your thoughts in the comments and tell us whether Rasheeda should move on or forgive again. And if you think this story is wild, just wait until you hear what's coming next. Hit that like button, share this video with your crew, and subscribe so you never miss another deep dive into the mess, the money, and the mayhem. Because when the truth hides, we dig until it screams.